Jack, what is this Intel Summit?
Yeah, I almost forgot to bring up the Intel Summit. That this whole string of it is crazy. So Intel Summit was hosted by this guy, John Loftus, who was kind of a semi-credible guy at one point, but descended in, I don't know, these people make very suspicious right-hand turns into insanity that are hard to explain. Him and Steve Emerson, another journalist, another guy who was once quite credible, went down this rabbit hole. So in the 2000s, they created Intel Summit, which was sponsored by this guy who turned out to be a Russian gangster, which led to some people resigning from the board, including James Woolsey, former director of the CIA. So on the board of directors was James Woolsey, as I mentioned, Richard Marcinko, the founder of SEAL Team 6, Claire Lopez, retired CIA officer, Frank Gaffney, Brigitte Gabriel, Wayne Simmons, Paul Vallely, Tom McInerney were all on there. A whole bunch of interesting characters from the intelligence community and the military. Admiral Lyons was there. This event was done. It was like a symposium put on like once a year or so. I had a friend who went there actually one year, and he met Wayne Simmons, and he said the place was crawling with Israelis, which is interesting. Yeah, there's some dangerous liaisons was how he described it. The Intel Summit had a website, which you can find on the Wayback Machine. That's the only way you can find it. It's like intelsummit.org, I think, because it was taken down after I drew attention to it. Because what that website became, with all these people sitting on the board of directors or whatever, it descended into the most insane propaganda you can possibly imagine. I mean, it was talking about like Muslim cannibals. It was talking about like Pope Francis and the Jesuits and like all this anti-Catholic conspiracy propaganda, the Illuminati and all this sort of stuff. And like just the memes alone were insane. And I mean, I'm pretty sure that it was an outlet for Russian propaganda. Before all this stuff happened in 2016. I mean, that the Russian propaganda did not start, active measures did not start in 2016. It's been with us for, close to 100 years at this point. So the website was batshit crazy. And it finally got taken down after I kept pointing people to it. Like, hey, you should look at this website and see who's on the board. It's just completely nuts. And a friend of mine, actually, a retired CIA dude I showed it to, he looked at it and he had a very interesting comment. He's like, you know what they're doing here? They're testing the payload. I was like, what do you mean by that? And he was like, the payload is the information that the message carries. So basically what he was saying was that website was being used to beta test propaganda to see what messages would be effective. And he was like, right now, the one that they found to be really effective is Sharia. And the stuff about Sharia law is the one that has really resonated with some Americans and scared them, that Islamic law is going to be brought to the United States. And so the website sort of starts with that, and then it leads you into the Muslim cannibals and the Illuminati and Pope Francis and the Jesuits and all this stuff. So he's like, yeah, they were beta testing messaging on there, essentially.